everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to City Skylines, mass transit, and the trains scenario. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be back here in the beautiful city of Trainsville, where things, as always, are going pretty darn well, except for what looks like a potential death wave coming up. Got a few people lying around here who are in need of a hearse. We do have some garbage problems and some crime problems as well. And I know what's causing a lot of the issues, and people have been pointing this out a lot. I know that the one-way systems I'm using are causing some problems because certain emergency vehicles are... or sorry, not emergency vehicles, but certain emergency facilities, so say a police station, for example, can be very close to one area, but because of the way the one-way roads work, it actually doesn't have coverage in that area. So what I'm thinking is we're making a decent bit of money, so I want to go ahead and throw a larger police station up into that corner there, and I want to throw another large police station into... I'm going to say that's... See, if I put it... That's an example right there. If I put a police station on that road... Well, if I put, actually, no, I think it's just because I couldn't place it there. If I put it there, it'll actually give decent coverage, so we'll throw it right there. This corner in the bottom right here isn't getting much either, so we're going to throw a smaller station into there, just to improve coverage. And then this little bit in the middle as well is going to need some loving, so we'll throw that in there. And now everybody has some police coverage. This space up here, this little corner is having some issues, which is kind of weird when you think about it, but it is what it is. I'm going to throw that station in there, maybe get rid of that one. What kind of coverage are we looking at with just the one station? See, there's another example of what I'm talking about. We do actually kind of need these two stations. And apparently we're having power problems as well. We do have a deficit of power, so I would love to invest in a nuclear plant, but we need to get... Oh, we're having a deficit because vehicles can't actually get to the power plant. That is actually a major problem. That is a major problem. We are, however, not... You know what? I think I will throw another one of these power plants in here just to be safe, just to make sure that we have enough electricity getting generated for the people. And hopefully that'll do some good stuff. We do... Oh my god, that's mostly garbage trucks right there. That is ridiculous. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that a lot of the tailback is being honestly caused by vehicles coming from the north, so perhaps we need a highway connection for vehicles from the north. Well, actually not from the north, from here. So perhaps what we could do is we could bring this avenue straight through to there, upgrade that road, and bring it straight through a little bit further. Let's go left that way a little bit and that way a little bit. Actually, let me just turn off the road guidelines real quick. We go to there, we go to there, and we'll do this in our usual fashion. What kind of gap do we usually leave between these roads? It's usually a gap of 2 units, so that's totally fine. We'll go to about there, going 10 units that way, going 10 units that way, and connect that up in a way that hopefully looks decent, because that didn't. So, like that, and it's going to curve. I really would rather that second road didn't curve, but I guess I could sort of do that, just to even it out a little bit. So something like that, and it's kind of even. That does... Oh, that does not look good. I would really like to actually make this work. So what we'll do is go like that, and go like that, and that is perfect. Okay, that'll do the job. I can set up the lanes in just a little bit, but what I'm thinking we do is we bring this road straight across. It is going to go... I'm going to say up and over. Actually, I'm going to say under. Yeah, under. We'll go underneath the train tracks to about there. And then back up there. We can turn the road guidelines back on to actually line this all up properly. Actually, it's going to be easier if I just do it this way. So turn the guidelines back off. Take that underground. I believe we are actually gonna need the road guidelines here. So I believe that's where I want to go. Just like that and like that. And we turn that bit around and that bit around as well. There we go. So we're going to connect this up to the road just over here. Reason we're doing that is because I do think we need traffic to be able to flow a different way around the city. I don't think having it flow straight down here, especially with just how many industrial vehicles there are, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So this right here may take some people away from the trains, but I do think that might benefit us a little bit in the long run in terms of traffic. Obviously, taking people away from the trains is something I want to avoid doing, but in this case, I don't think I'm going to get much of a choice. So, if we were to go here, go 10 units on what distance are we looking? So that's 12. Oh, this is going to be a tricky roundabout to work with here. Because we do need a roundabout. I do need some good connections here. So I'm thinking there and there. Which gives us, what distance is that? 480. Alright. So if that's 480. That is 160. Is that 160? Yeah, that'd be 160 as well. I need to work out what way this is going to work. I'm just going to make this a bit of a weird looking roundabout, I'll be honest. So 200 and 200 there. And we're just going to connect that all together. Very weird looking, but it is going to let me have the connections that I need and is going to work the way I want it to work. It is absolutely more of a square than an actual roundabout, but it'll do the job. I'm also going to go ahead and upgrade it to have the 3 lanes as opposed to just the 2. Just upgrade it like so. Flip that bit around. There we go. So that's going to probably be a bit weird for traffic to deal with, but it will just have to deal with it. That's going to go out 10 units. That's going to go in 10 units, and there we go. So that needs to be connected together. We can do that no problem in just a second. Flip you around. And let's get these connections going. So I'm thinking 10 units, 10 units. I'm thinking we go there and like that. Obviously, they need to be flipped around. Apparently, I lost my ability to use the English language there, which is always fun. And I guess while we're doing this, I can, I'll take a moment to talk about what's been going on recently. So, if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to be aware that I didn't actually go to PAX West. I mentioned, possibly in, I don't think it was the most recent episode of this, but I mentioned in one of the episodes of this that I was going to be going to PAX West. I didn't go. I'm not gonna go into why I didn't go. I have my reasons. I am not really interested in talking about those reasons. It's personal reasons, but I'm not happy that I didn't go, but in the end, it was the better choice to make for, again, a multitude of personal reasons. That actually looks perfectly fine to me. So, I didn't go to PAX West. I've been taking it easy this last couple of days because things have been stressful, hence the, again, lack of videos. But I have a schedule. If you go over to my Twitter and look at my pinned tweet on the day that this video is going out, or actually any day, really, because I'm gonna keep posting the schedule and keep people aware of what my plans are for content and when you can expect it. I have a schedule for content. I have plans and all that stuff. I'm getting back to it. Again, as I've been talking about for this last while, the last few months have been tricky, but I've decided recently that the show really must go on. I committed to this whole channel thing, and it's a hobby, it's a passion, it's a job, it's a lot of things that I love doing wrapped up into this YouTube channel. I don't want to give it up. Y'all have supported it for over 5 years at this point, and I just want to get back to it. I want to get back to normal. I want to get back to work. I want to get back to being me, having fun, playing games, sharing the experience, and all that kind of stuff. Not to get, you know, too real or anything there, but that's where I'm at, that's what's going on, and I am actually really glad and happy to be back at it. So that's what's going on. I do hope that this road actually works out very well for us. It actually looks like it is already working out very well for us. So hopefully it will continue to do that. That would be fantastic. And hopefully it'll pull some traffic away from this southbound road here, because hopefully some of it will decide to go out this way to the west. And again, definitely looks like that's what's going on. Looks like a lot of that traffic's coming straight down and out of the city. So hopefully this roundabout gets cleared up, because it's definitely having a lot of problems. That roundabout being backed up like that is probably why so many people are having garbage issues. Speaking of so many people though, how are we doing? Almost 100,000 people moved via train. That is pretty big news. I'll tell you what I would like to do, though. So this train line going through the middle of the city here, a lot of people have been talking about the idea of having it become a cargo train line as well. So if I was to follow this train line, where does it go? It comes around that one. Do they all merge together? It merges into that one and then goes up here. So no, they don't all merge together. That's actually kind of unfortunate. So that train line doesn't currently have any access to the region, but I'm sure I could get it access to the region if I played my cards right. So, if we were to do, you know, something like that, and then somehow curve this up a little bit. That is a very sharp turn for a train line. But to be fair, this series is not about realism, it's about the challenge. So that's what it's gonna be. And that's going to be fun. So we'll do that right there. That's a bit of a weird intersection, actually. Can I... Why does it keep defaulting to bulldozing underground? I wish it would stop doing that. If I turn off road anarchy, that'll probably fix the intersection from being weird. There we go. So that now gives us a... You know what I want to do, actually? Tidy that up a little bit. Bring that... bring this along to there, and then just curve it in like that. So obviously this is very unrealistic here, but it'll do the job. And what that means is I can bring this train line around. It is this one on the outside, which merges at this point into the outside one again, which comes across here, just like so. What I'm thinking is I throw a cargo train station somewhere like here, to be honest. That's not the best spot, but you get my plan, at least. Somewhere like there could work as well. But I think I might take a detour off, take it up, you know, this way, and put the train station up here. Or I would, if the slope wasn't too steep. What about up here? What about, like, cargo train station way up there? That'll work. So cargo train station up there. The train line is going to need to come down and connect to this, which might be tricky, but we'll figure it out. So cargo train station there. Let's bring a train line straight through. I am actually having a lot of fun just playing with trains on this one. I don't really play with trains in City Skylines all that much, so this is actually a lot of fun for me. Having a real good time with this. So let's bring this to there. Yeah, that looks fine. That curves around all right. We'll bring this straight down as well, sort of into there. I'm wondering if I can get this to overlap in a reasonable way, because technically I could do that, right? And then that merges those two train lines. But then what I'm thinking is I'd really like this to come sort of like that. I don't want it to be this sort of weird... So if that goes there, can I curve that? Yeah. So something like that, right? It kind of curves across the other train line and back around. It's a bit weird looking, but I think I can get away with it. And then what we do is briefly bulldoze that line and connect this one straight through. Then this needs to come over and basically line up with a new bit of line, which is going there. So you go like that. And then that connects to there. So that should be fine. That's a mess right there. That is straight up a mess. But it does give us a connection for a cargo train line, which means we can bring cargo down that line, I think. Technically? Yeah, technically we can. Technically that opens us up to a lot of potential cargo, to be honest. So I'm kind of curious about that. Curious to see how it goes. We could throw another cargo train station there. Because what we can do is bring the train line straight down the back here. Like that. You can technically go left. I don't know if I want you to, though. But then all we need to do is run this line into that line. This is such a mess, but I love it. I'm actually having a lot of fun looking at this absolute cluster fudge of that was, man, I was trying way too hard to censor that. I think I just became a PG-13. I think I just became a child-friendly channel. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Right, what I want to do is bring this down a bit and kind of have it go like that, right? And then this guy, that's the regional connection, which needs to come into the middle. Is there any easy way to do this? I'm trying to figure it out. Because I need you to go like that, right? Is there any easy... Oh, hold on. So that kind of works. It's a bit nasty looking, but it does kind of work. That's a little bit better looking. What if I was to sort of shuffle that junction around? I know didn't I just say a couple of minutes ago, I'm not about aesthetics in this series. Pretty sure I said that. That may have been a lie. That was probably a lie. You know, I think I'm just gonna undo that whole thing there, and that's fine. But this line still needs to connect. What have I done? What am I even doing here? I'm really having a hard time with this. Hold on. I'm gonna put a cut in the video while I work out what I'm actually trying to do here. Okay, so this is still a mess, but I think I've got it to a point where it's actually sort of gonna work. I'm not certain, but I think I've gotten somewhere with this. The real test is gonna be seeing if any cargo trains come over this main train bridge here, but I'm not really in too much of a rush to see if that happens. I'm really just kind of curious. But we'll see. We will absolutely see. How many people we got waiting here at the moment? 729 last week is not bad at all. What are we looking at for traffic? So yeah, this is clearing out. That's exactly what I want to see. Decent bit of traffic moving over here. Actually, traffic backing up there a little bit. Traffic is backing up here as well. Again, that is kind of going to happen, though. What about over here? So is this thing even being used? It's honestly kind of hard to tell. Hopefully it does get some use, though. This thing up here is hopefully getting some use as well. Again, very difficult to tell. I'm not seeing any cargo trains coming in or going out. I'm just seeing a lot of orange trains moving back and forth. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to go into my train lines real quick. Train lines are there. We have 4 of them. So let's go for a bright red line. Let's go for a bright blue line. Let's go for a bright green line. And let's go for a bright yellow line. Just so we can see all the different colors of trains. The red one, of course, being the one that goes all the way out there. Interestingly, could have been hugely simplified, that particular line, but I think having the 4 colors there is going to look pretty cool. It means it's going to be a little bit easier to spot the regional trains, such as that one. And again, a little bit easier to perhaps spot any cargo trains that get moving as well, but you know what I need to do? I need to follow the train lines and make sure it actually connects. So this cargo train station here funnels out into here, and then onto this line. And then from that line, I've got it paused. It can funnel out onto the left side there. So it goes out on the left, which brings it down here onto our bridge, the whole way along that bridge. And then it would go left, and then onto this line, and I have a funny feeling I know what's going to happen here. It gets onto that line comes across here, all the way across here, gets to here, and goes into the station. Which does give me an idea, because in theory, that means that we could add another stop to that blue line. Because we could bring that blue line all the way around into there if we wanted to. I would love to put it there, but that would mean connecting the 2 train lines. So yeah, currently there is actually no real connection for cargo trains to get on that line. Which kind of makes sense. Didn't really plan it that way, so we're going to work on that in just a moment. But I do actually want to bring that blue line around a little bit. I think that could be kind of fun. So even something real simple, like, let's see if I can get this to actually happen here. So that comes out, you know, all simple like, kind of like that, and just goes across like that. I mean, that's super ugly. Ooh, no. No, 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 no. Let's actually try and get this to look kind of decent. Like that, and that. Sure, I'll humor that. So that lets me connect that blue line up, which I think is kind of cool. I would like to also. Oh, I'm gonna regret this decision. I do want to do this. I do want that connection to exist. Because that, oh god, that's just hideous. That right there is gonna let us do what we need to do in terms of getting cargo train lines, or cargo trains, onto that line, which is actually kind of a big deal. I do want to lower some of these though, just to make that slope a little bit less steep. Just kind of like that. So cargo trains can come in from the region, around there, all the way down there. And then out and around. So that is actually going to let cargo trains into the region, which is good. That's kind of important. It probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to let cargo trains sort of head out that way as well, but I'm not going to stress too much about that because I just want to go to the blue line and say, hey, blue line, let's have you go into there. And then it goes back out all the way that way, and yeah, out to the right. So that's going to be a fairly hefty extension to the blue line, but I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. And what's more, we should see eventually some cargo trains come in from the region, and that'll hopefully be a beautiful thing. One last little look here. We are above 100,000 people. 110,000 people moved via train is not bad at all. There's the blue train. I love that they overlap as well. That's such a nice touch. That probably does invalidate one of the train lines that we have, though, but I don't think I'm going to stress too much about that because I think it looks kind of neat. I do think it looks kind of neat at this point. So let's see. Just before we wrap things up, let's go ahead and just expand maybe this area a little bit. We have a little bit more room over there for some more industrial zoning. This area is entirely based on one-way systems, though, which is going to make this kind of tricky. So we'll do this sort of thing, I guess. We'll go like that. We'll just add a bit of an extension onto the side. Bring that down a little bit further. And let's go ahead and just throw a bunch more industry inside there. And I'll surround it with some offices just for the sake of it. So that'll give us more industry. That'll deal with the demand that we currently have. That'll be more of a specialization, and there'll be more people coming up here to go to work, which means that more people are hopefully going to be using the train to get here. There we go. That area filling up pretty quickly, actually. Really nice to see that. Really, really nice to see that. This thing here, I still don't know if it's getting any use. I would actually like to just check. Fire coverage seems okay. Cargo trains from here, anything? Anyone going to turn into there? Does not look like it. Do they still not have a connection? Have I done this completely wrong? The train comes down there. Train goes out onto the left, which is where I'd expect it to go. It then goes... It really would make more sense for me to just connect that over there, wouldn't it? Rather than this ugly connection there. But then it goes over there, which is fine, all to be expected. Then out to the left, it merges onto this line, which goes underneath, comes along here, comes around like that, and then goes across and across. It does totally connect up. I'm just not seeing any cargo lines or cargo trains moving there, which is really strange. I think I might get rid of that and then just force the cargo trains to sort of come off of there. That might be better. It does mean they won't use the bridge, but it also means that they have a quicker line to take, which... Oh, there's one! Hey! We did the thing! Where are you going? Ah, you're going all the way up there. Beautiful! Right, I want to follow you. I want to follow you. So you come the whole way around. You go over that nasty bit of train track right there. Then behind all of those buildings along the highway... hold on, that's a view. That right there is pretty cool looking. Big fan. Big fan of that. Gonna just take a quick cheeky... hold on, let me get you into like a point where you're not blocked by the stuff. Quick cheeky little screenshot just there for the video thumbnail. Alright, so you're gonna zoom along, you're gonna go underneath, back up, and then the whole way around. It is a ridiculous distance that this train has to cover to do this. That turn is also ridiculous. Oh, there's one leaving. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was up with my camera there? But that's cool. I really enjoy how that looks with the cargo trains moving down through the city. Then around everything. It's really, really neat. Big fan of that. But with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we appear to have had a fire. With that in mind, thank you kind of for watching. I'm going to leave it there for today. It's been City Skylines, Mass Transit, the Train Scenario Part 9. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!